check two, check three, check four, check one, check two, check three.
Maybe we should all give them to you.
But I prefer mechanical pencils.
All right, I'll go ahead and call to order. Yeah, I have it on. I think I'm. I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Board of Directors of the Waste Reduction District of Monroe County. Mr. McGlasson, could you please call the roll?
McKim, Thomas, Piedmont Smith,
Here.
Swafford, here. Githens,
Here.
Jones,
Here.
Thompson.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. So we have the Executive Committee meeting minutes of March 4th, 2024. Those were just included in the packet for everybody's information. Are there any questions or comments about those? Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to the Board of Director meeting minutes for March 14th. And that is an item we need to vote on to approve. Is there a motion?
I move approval of the Board of Directors meeting minutes from March 14th, 2024.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, any questions or comments about those meeting minutes?
I was glad to see that the small corrections had been made that you and I recommended.
It's the little things.
Yeah. Precision.
All right, all those in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, thank you. We will move on to the controller's report, starting with cash flows. We have our controller, Kathy Martin, on the virtual platform. So go ahead, Ms. Martin. Oops, we cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thanks. The cash flow summary is on page 7 of your packet. The operating balance as of March 31st was $3,765,982.82. The March 31st balance for the closure bond debt was $10,765.91. Capital account balance was $45,761.32. And the March 31st balance for the landfill post-closure account was $764,901.51. The individual cash flow statements for each of these are on pages 8 to 13 of your packet, and the operating fund graph is on page 10. Questions on the account balances?
Are there any questions about the cash flows?
No.
No? Okay. Thank you, Ms. Martin. We can move on to the payroll and claims.
On page 14 of the packet, you have a total for the payroll and claims for approval with the backup for those numbers on pages 15 to 31. Those are for claims processed the weeks of March 18th and April 1st. And I will say that the packet indicates on page 14 that the date of the second week is March 4th, and we have a corrected sheet for that. So the actual dates were the weeks of March 18th and April 1st. We did not have any claims paid this week. So the total of all payroll and claims that we are recommending for approval is $170,702.39. Questions on the claims?
Okay, so just to clarify, in the cover memo where it says claims processed week of March 4th, that's actually April 1st. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions on payroll and claims? I just had one. I see that we've made a payment to One Sustainable Joe for the composting program, and so I'm just wondering how many sites he has up and running at this point for residential composting.
My understanding this was a scheduled midpoint payment under the contract. And at this point, we're still, the original 2 are the only 2 up and running. But I wasn't, he did advise tell me a week or 2 ago There are 2 more sites planned to get started this month. So, and he, I believe, plans to present a report, an update to the board at the May meeting.
Okay, very good. Glad to see that's moving along. So I'll entertain a motion to approve payroll and claims.
So moved. Second.
All right. Should we do a roll call vote or can we do a voice vote?
I believe with no virtual attendance, a voice vote would be permissible.
Okay. All those in favor of approving payroll and claims as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, those are adopted. Thank you, Ms. Martin.
Thank you.
Mr. McGlasson, next we'll go to Resolution
May I-
2024-02.
Before we move on from the controller's report,
Yes.
I think that Ms. Martin and I did want to update the board on the transition to the Lao accounting software. We're in the beginning of this week to complete the installation of the software and do some training and testing on that. Everything has gone really well. The plan next week would be, well, for us, is a week to process payroll and process accounts payable claims. The plan is to take that system live on Monday and run payroll through that system with them on site to help make sure everything goes smoothly and troubleshoot everything. But we do anticipate completing that transition next week. Which is exciting for staff, but did want to make the board aware of that, and that the next time that claims are presented to you for approval, the report formats are going to be a little different. So just a heads up that that's one thing that's going to occur with the transition, and it's obviously okay to ask for clarification and ask questions if you have trouble finding the information that you're used to finding, but everything should be there. It's just going to be laid out a little different.
Thank you very much for that update. Now we can go on to resolution. Oh, well, are there any questions from board members about the changeover? And I apologize. I think I was supposed to go to the public on payroll and claims. So retroactively, is there any member of the public who wants to comment on our payroll and claims? Sorry about that.
I see none on Zoom. I recognize all those names.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. McGlasson, if you'd like to go ahead with the resolution then to describe it.
Yep, sorry, let me get there in the packet. Okay, so resolution 2024-02. For us, this is an annual housekeeping measure for Mayor Thompson's benefit. We'll do a little more detailed explanation, but this is an annual occurrence for us, whereas as being the responsible party for the closed Monroe County landfill, the state does require us to make an annual financial assurance demonstration to show that we have the funding necessary to continue to monitor and maintain that facility for the required 30-year post-closure period, which for us at this point is 14 more years, I believe. I believe we're getting in year 16 now. So, but unfortunately, the district does not have the resources to make that demonstration on its own. So we ask the county every year. There's there's 7 different options to make the demonstration. One of which is a local government option test. So we asked the county to make that demonstration on our behalf, and they have, I guess we're lucky that our county and our council is willing to do that for us every year. We've never had to ask them for money to this point in doing that, but we do ask the board to approve staff making that request to the county council every year for that submission. That's what this resolution is for. And then you can see the memo on page 33, the last line there, the amount required to make the demonstration this year is a little over $2.4 million. Or I'm sorry, is a $2.346 million, which is less than the 2.4 million that was required last year, which I noted because prior to that, we'd had 2 years of increases due to the economy and economic factors that are factored into calculating that figure. So it did go down this year, which is nice to see.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Mr. McGlasson about this item? Okay, then I'll entertain a motion for approval of this resolution.
I move approval of Resolution 2024-02, the Monroe County Landfill Financial Assurance Resolution.
Second.
All right. Is there any member of the public who would like to comment on this resolution? Don't think so. Okay. All right. Any final comments? All in favor of approving Resolution 2024-02, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that is adopted. And then we'll move on to Resolution 2024-03.
Yeah, and this is another surplus property declaration resolution. I think we did one in November or December, the end of last year. Staff has just identified, some additional vehicles, pieces of equipment that are not serviceable to us anymore, either due to condition or they've just become, obsolete as we purchase new things or change the way that we have done things. I apologize. I'm not, in the packet, I'm not seeing the table of equipment.
Page 44.
Oh, it's in the resolution. I thought I had that in the memo. I'm sorry. So, so there again, you can see we've got, one capital asset, which is a Bobcat skid steer loader, and 4 inventory assets, all of which have depreciated off of our asset inventory, so they have no asset value to us. I would note that the John Deere riding mower and the Great Dane trailer are probably not worth much more than scrap at this point. But the Bobcat and potentially that snowplow and the generator, we probably could put into an auction and get a little money out of.
And is that your normal procedure for items that still have some use left in them to put them up for auction?
Yeah, if we believe that it has use or has some value, we will put it in an auction before we would send it off to be disposed of or recycled. I think if you'll recall, at the end of last year, one of the pieces of equipment declared was a forklift that we had recently replaced, and that was something we were to make available to the city sanitation department that they purchased off of us and are currently using.
Very good. Are there any questions on Resolution 2024-03? Okay, I would entertain a motion on this.
Move approval of Resolution 2024-03, declaration of surplus property.
Second.
And is there any member of the public who would like to comment on this item? Seeing none, all those in favor of approving this resolution, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, thank you. That is approved. We will now move on to the report from the Citizens Advisory Committee.
Unfortunately, Mr. Austin and Mr. Winnie are both unable to attend. They did note the short report for them this month, but they would be happy to make note of any questions from the board and address those next month.
Okay, are there any questions to relay to the CAC? I'm glad to see they had a presentation from Porter County to get some ideas on organics diversion, and we'll hear more about that later. All right, so we're moving on to department reports. From the administrative department, that would be Mr. McGlasson again.
legislative update in the memo, just kind of finalizing obviously this session is done. There were 3 bills that we were watching that all did pass through the legislature and get signed into law by the governor. The first one is the only one that has anything to do with solid waste districts specifically, and it is only Vanderburgh County, so that doesn't really have any impact on us. The other 2 are more general to well, House Bill 1338 is governing bodies of public entities and some meeting decorum rules that can be established that may be of interest to all of us and in a number of arenas. And then Senate Bill 150 creates a cybersecurity task force at the state level, you know, to look at, you know, cybersecurity technology issues and, you know, some requirements that they're considering putting into effect, more specific to the state than local government entities, but is something down the road that could potentially impact at the local level. So just something that we were watching. And then again, you know, Earth Day, Earth Week is coming up in April, as it does every year. We are again going to be distributing free tree seedlings at the administration office April 22nd through the 26th while supplies last. 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. 2 species available this year: common chokeberry and buttonbush. So we certainly encourage those that are interested, come down and get a free tree seedling for their property or their yard. We are also going to be present at 2 Earth Day related events this year. Ms. Pokral will be at an outdoor learning lab at Ivy Tech on April the 20th. And myself and Kayla Strand are going to be at the City of Bloomington's Bike to Earth Day event at Switchyard Park. So excited to be out there and you know, put our new name and our you know, new image out there and make people aware of all of that. So the last thing I really have to update on, I think I mentioned last year that we've been working with Circular Indiana, which is formerly the Indiana Recycling Coalition, on an event that they want to host in Bloomington. That has been finalized. It will take place on May the 14th at Upland Brewery's Wood Shop here in town on West 11th Street. I believe there's also, in conjunction with that, before that actual event, they're working on scheduling a tour with Rumpke of the resource recovery facility in mid-afternoon, and then have people adjourn to the wood shop after that tour. It's an event to, you know, to promote the circular economy in Indiana and have Circular Indiana kind of reintroducing themselves with their new, you know, their new mission on the circular economy, and to bring interested parties and players together. I think that there will be some presentations made by a couple of entities, but then the event is more of a roundtable for people to discuss ways to, you know, to bring the circular economy more to the forefront in Indiana overall, but in this area in general, and trying to bring people together that can, you know, work with each other to keep materials out of the waste stream, promote reuse and recycling of those materials. So we'll in the next week or so, we anticipate getting I guess, you know, an invitation for some people, you know, specific people, parties, we'll get an invitation together out. Also, will just be some social media and PSA advertising to encourage people to attend that event and learn more about the circular economy and what part they can play in it and how to move that forward.
Do you have a time for that event?
Oh, I'm sorry. At this time, I think they're still finalizing the tour at the resource recovery facility. But last I heard that looking at doing that tour at 3 p.m. And having the event at Upland kick off at 4 or shortly thereafter when people can get up there from the tour.
Thank you. Are there any questions on the administration department updates? I have a question. So House Bill 1329 about Vanderburgh County, is all of that bill only applicable to Vanderburgh County? Because it caught my attention that prohibits governmental units from requiring inspection of septic or on-site sewage systems.
Can you repeat the
Sorry.
last part of that?
The bill, it says in your report, the bill prohibits a governmental unit from requiring inspection of a septic system or on-site sewage system in connection with or condition of the sale or transfer of title of a residential property.
That particular section, I would want to go back and look at the bill and clarify. I do know that the section about a solid waste district making a grant or a loan to the county for the purposes of road maintenance is specific to a population range that is 5,000 people. The range, it's like 145,000 to 149,000, and there was, I believe, only one county in the state that fit that criteria.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not relevant to us, but it seems like
but yeah, with
further restrictions on local government.
The other portions of the bill that dealing with septic systems, I would want to go back and review the language of the bill before I stated that only applied to one county.
Okay. Do any of my colleagues here know?
No idea.
All right, I can also look it up myself. All right, we will move on to a report from Joey Long on recycling, reuse, and hazardous materials.
Hi, everyone. I want to start off by letting everybody know that we did have a couple trees fall at our Ord Road site this morning about 9 a.m. They fell on our trading post and across the fence and into the parking lot. I want to let everybody know there was no real damage done, and as of 3:30 we got everything cleaned up and we will be open on time in the morning. Everything will be good to go at that site. So if anybody drove by and seen trees laying there, they are cleaned up and ready to go. The recycling and reuse. The district is partnering with Wonder Lab to collect and recycle solar eclipse glasses. So we are taking them in and we will eventually drop off all the boxes of solar eclipse glasses to Wonder Lab. The materials for the arts has been really good. Oh, sorry. The materials for the arts is collecting newspapers and other containers for gardening for seed projects. We've been extremely busy and a lot of customers just wanting stuff like that. So we've been collecting everything that we can. The hazardous materials, staff is again learning new requirements for shipping and packaging. Seems like every week it's something new, something changes and we got to redo or learn something different on how we are doing it, but we are staying up to date on that. And rural recycling centers, they're all operating as normal and we're ready to go. That's everything I have.
Thank you, Mr. Long, and thank you and the staff for your quick work on those trees at Ord Road.
Yeah, I was amazed it was cleaned up and ready to go that fast.
Any questions on Mr. Long's report? Okay. We can move on to the report from Mr. Paulson on landfill and environmental compliance.
Hello, Lee Paulson, Landfill Director, Environmental Compliance. The only thing I'd really, other than highlight on that report, is that we did get our landfill, the leachate treatment plant permit finally approved through ITEM. It becomes effective the new permit becomes effective May 1st, 2024, and runs for 5 years. Usually that is done way back in October, and it's valid and useful, applicable as of January 1, 2024, but they've short-staffed and different things like that going on. But pretty much the permit stayed exactly the same. So we have the same parameter list. We've got the same exemptions for a couple parameters. Everything basically stayed the same. So moving forward with that. Update on our tree planting. Right now, as of today, because we got 3 inches of rain out towards the landfill yesterday, Shiloh Road is completely flooded. The field where we're talking about planting next week is completely underwater. So we're going to wait to see how the weekend goes to see if that will still happen next week. But realistically, we're looking to our first alternative date. The problem is that it's supposed to rain all next week too. So not sure how how this is going to play out, because we've had 6-7 months of some pretty good drought, and now the rain is coming, which we are in southern Indiana, so that's bound to happen. But we're just kind of playing it by ear. So we're working with Edward because he's the expert on when he feels that we'll be able to do this, and we don't want to bury our equipment out there and have to deal with that kind of stuff either. So, and then the final thing I'll bring up is that I finally got a couple people talking to me in regards to looking at solar stuff in regards over by the Fish Road entrance of the closed landfill. So I've taken a long time. Not a lot of people want to get back in touch with me, but as of today, I got an email from somebody that I instantly connected with. So we'll see what that is, and then try to still continue to look at that and see what that looks like. So, but that's what I have. If you guys have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you, Mr. Paulson. Are there any questions on the report for the landfill and environmental compliance?
It seemed like there was a real uptick in environmental compliance cases in this past month. So I didn't know if you had any insights into that, or.
Yeah, the weather got good. I mean, pretty much it. I mean, February was really cold, and then it was, it's kind of what it was, and it wasn't really, nobody was outside. I mean, it got really cold there for a while. So March, was, springtime, spring weather kind of stuff like that. The weather got nice. We were able to get outside safely and not have to deal with some of the issues that we get when it's really cold. And we had a lot of people out, Adopt a Road wise, out there, getting out and enjoying the weather and getting out and cleaning up some roads. So that's at least the best I can come up with.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Any other questions? All right.
If I could jump in
Yes.
real fast, I'd go back to Mr. Polson referenced, the reforestation project and planting trees on April the 18th. And everybody should have received an email. The executive committee had expressed an interest in not just that, but in just going out and touring the landfill in general. And, we were trying to coordinate scheduling that tour in conjunction with them having the reforestation project in progress. So, and I haven't gotten a whole lot of responses or commitments to that date of April the 18th. But that is, that invitation is still out there. The date is now kind of fluid. But we'll certainly be happy to continue to try to schedule a trip out there for the board. The CAC was also included in that invitation. In conjunction with the reforestation project, but, I realize, everybody's busy and schedules are different. And as I mentioned in the email, staff is always willing to schedule with any board member or CAC member, an opportunity to visit and tour any of our facilities at your convenience.
Thank you for that reminder. All right, well, now we can move on to any reports from Well, let's go to public comment first. Is there any member of the public who would like to make a general comment to the board? Not seeing any. So we'll go to comments from directors. Is there any member of the board who would like to make a comment?
I'm just thankful that the district is collecting the Eclipse classes to be used at other locations.
If it's more convenient for you, City Hall is also collecting them if you happen to be in the neighborhood.
I was there today. No.
I have filed mine just in case I need them for another eclipse. That's probably ridiculous.
40 years from now?
Probably ridiculous. You never know where I might be.
The Southern Hemisphere is supposed to get one. Yeah.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, I think we can go ahead and adjourn. Thank you all.